said that FC Manitoba played a little bit, more aggressive, a man down, and that game could have gone either way. Telvin Vaugh was able to score really late in the 88th minute, but that was a hard-fought game up in Canada, and looks like we're going to have another one here in the United States. Here we are setting up a corner.
I think a foul was called.
Oh, they're calling a foul right outside the line.
I saw the whistle. I saw the whistle. Oh, I saw the hand go up. You don't really see a whistle being blown. I guess you could, but from up here. So St. Croix SC, effectively this is a corner kick. Officially it isn't, but it's right along the goal line.
It's going to be a tougher angle, if you will. Nice low shot.
And now we'll get a corner.
Knocked out by Santiago Muzo-Regil. Regil, I think is how you're saying that?
Muzo-Rangel.
Rangel, okay. Now we have a corner kick.
Victor Gallman will put it in play. The first corner for St. Croix SC. Beautiful set, beautiful goal. It's 2-1. You could not draw that up any better.
No, you could not.
Nico Scheibel with his first goal. Oh, wait, that's Asher Ozuzu.
Yes.
Out of Apple Valley. Some of the names and numbers have switched around, but it comes off a corner. You don't see it often, but that's why we talk about corners and set pieces being so vital in the sport of soccer. That still is the first goal of the season, by the way, for Asher Ozuzu.
And really the key there is to Gallman, who put the perfect shot in there, and then Ozuzu does a great job finding that ball, heading it into the side net of the goal.
That goal comes in the 21st minute. And as action continues, we would like to acknowledge another sponsor. We'll be hearing from them at halftime. Well, hold up. We have to acknowledge, I thought we had a scoring chance there, but instead that was a foul on Reyes Delgado as he knocked over number 8.
Colton
Prater, who got hit with the yellow earlier. Orange Theory Fitness, a 1-hour full-body group workout located here in Stillwater. We'll be hearing from one of the Orange Theory Fitness members at halftime. Hans Bristol had a chance to catch up with them.
Yeah, and they've got it. They're helping run the halftime show. They're having groups of 5 participate in a challenge. That'll be fun to watch. Good to see such activity and sponsorship around this team, brand new team, basically this USL 2 team. It's good to see that activity and the opportunity that it's creating for these young players.
We're past the 22-minute mark in the first half. Again, the clock counts upwards.
Nice feed by Gallman.
Lead pass over to number 9, Flourville. Cross a little strong, but it's tracked down by Gallman.
Oh.
And that goes wide right.
I think that was Prater who kicked that one.
It's a little tough to make out the numbers from here.
It is. I love the jerseys, but there's no front numbers for us to really get a good look at. And we do not have spotters. We have to do it ourselves.
FC Manitoba 1-4-2.
Ooh, Gallman's fouled.
One of 2 Canadian teams, and St. Croix SC 2-4-2.
Yeah, and FC Manitoba, they have a match today. This weather's got to be just perfect because it's not too warm to really get overheated, I don't think, but it's very comfortable. They'll be playing Minneapolis City tomorrow.
The weather will be a little muggier then.
Yes.
But finishing their Minnesota swing. Actually, this is the second of 6 straight road games to end the regular season for FC Manitoba. They have a pair of games with Thunder Bay. They started the season with a pair of games against Thunder Bay. They will end the regular season at Thunder Bay. for 2 games.
Yeah, and I think they started their season like on the 28th and 29th of May, a little bit later than the other, little later than St. Croix SC, who started on the 22nd. I think that week at difference was, you know, factoring in weather. But they do have to end at the same time because the playoffs come, and you want to be able to have that opportunity to be in those.
One more home game after this for St. Croix SC against Thunder Bay. Don and I will be with you for that one on Valley Access Channels and on the St. Croix SC website. Again, the USL, as we have a throw-in for St. Croix SC, but USL getting a lot of attention this season with a couple of Minnesota teams, Minneapolis City and St. Croix SC. And on the women's side, USLW, Minnesota Aurora off to a fantastic start this season. Their home games, just about all of them have sold out.
Yeah, it's been a good season there. I've enjoyed going to those games and going supporting soccer as much as I can in the area. Been to a Minneapolis City game, been to many St. Croix games. Having a lot of fun watching the World game on the local stage. Now we have some good back and forth action going on here with Manitoba getting the edge here.
This is Cabral. Centering pass. Ball bounces around. More back and forth.
Look at Prater do that. He ran around the player and kicked it to a teammate. Great job.
Lead pass to Va. He stays onside.
There we go. Gets it back from his teammate. Gets body shoved. That it goes out of bounds.
Past the touchline it goes, but St. Croix SC will hang on to it.
Strong shove by Daniel Lopez there. Oh, nice steal by Daniel Lopez again. Very involved.
Daniel Lopez, 20 years old.
Man, I tell you, it's so much fun to watch the players trying to work together offensively and defensively. You see like a lot of taps and players trying to kick and turn and pass. Daniel Lopez with a nice flip back there to his teammate, Kevin Garrick. I mean, just you could just see why. You could see why this is a future professional league, because these guys are phenomenal players. Colton Prater's having one heck of a game. I think that's him down on the ground. He took a tumble there. I'm trying to see if he got the foul or not. Looks like he did. He'll probably appreciate the fact that the next game for St. Croix is in a week. Take a little bit of time to rest. So you can see he's trying to recollect himself after that tumble.
Free kick and fielded by Barker. Remember, a free kick, you can score off of it directly unless it's an offside call. So St. Croix SC taking a stab there.
Oh, we're going to have Daniel Lopez going to be called for that foul. Did a solid job blocking, and he's pointing out that when you reached your hands backwards, that's when you caught my attention. So that guy with the yellow jersey is paying attention and explaining. I like it when he explains what's happening. Sometimes players really do not understand why that foul was called. He made that very clear why. Pretty sure Lopez knew what he was doing, but good to see that it's observed and explained. I like to see that communication on the field.
Tierno Guy out of Meudon, France, St. Olaf to take the free kick.
He's a good setup player. Ooh. Right through the crossbars.
That might get him a spot on the Vikings roster.
Yes.
Well, we know he's got some velocity. He's got some distance on that kick. So keep that in mind if he gets another free kick, especially further downfield.
Yeah, he put some good good energy on it. A bit much, but I think the wind had something to do with it. Look, you see the flags are bending pretty hard down on the south end zone side.
Another foul on FC Manitoba.
Yep. Lopez called for the high kick with the cleats, I think.
And will it be Guy? Nope, he won't do the free kick this time. I thought they might give him a chance.
Gallman's got this one lining up to kick this one.
As we approach the 30-minute mark in the first half.
Key here is to stay on side. If you're not going to try to directly kick it in, which I think SC is not going to do.
Looking for that lead pass instead, and Gallman found his target in Otis Anderson, but the header goes a little high, and another break for FC Manitoba as we are past the 30-minute mark.
Yep, Anderson did a great job trying to head it forward. Went a little strong, and now there's a young ball player helping out and running into that giant field to go collect the ball, which went over the fence. Probably one of the cool things about playing USL 2 ball is you don't have to chase the balls. There's people doing that for you.
And not to worry, there are plenty of extra balls available if one sails into the fence or past the fence and out of play. One of several activities taking place on this glorious evening here in Oak Park Heights. There is a youth lacrosse game taking place right in the field behind us.
Two of them.
Two of them. Now, yes, the high school season's over. We crowned our state champions last week, or a couple weeks ago, actually. But between traveling club seasons, there's a lot of sports happening. And just because school is on break doesn't mean sports is on break.
No, some of these kids getting extra time in, probably enjoying this beautiful weather, taking full advantage of it.
And, of course, we'll be with you for a new high school sports season when it rolls around. We got another foul on FC Manitoba. Looks like Manuel Reyes Delgado had a collision with the St. Croix SC player. And FC Manitoba, you mentioned how aggressive they played, especially when they went a man down in the first meeting between these two teams. FC Manitoba trying to be the aggressor here, but they might want to lay off the gas a little bit in that sense.
Yeah, I think the refs have shown that they are going to blow some whistles. Not too many cards handed out, but they will. They're trying to caution it. They don't want it to get too violent.
We've seen 2 yellows, or I should say just the 1 yellow on Prater.
Right. Oh, that's a nice turn and kick. Look at that. Really good job by FC Manitoba. But look at the speed of Gallman.
Reyes Delgado has plenty of it as well. Manitoba trying to run a set. St. Croix SC intervenes.
Yeah, great job by Guy there to come up, flip the ball backwards to his teammate after running over the ball and not quite backheeling it, but kicking it backwards to his fellow defenders.
There you see the impact of the wind. Not blowing too hard on the flag stand, but you and I are feeling a wind gust here in the press box as we speak. As those winds swirl around, you saw it was impacting the kick from Jack Morris.
Yeah, I think you definitely do not want to be kicking the ball too high if you want to keep control of it.
FC Manitoba will take control of the ball here.
Really funny to watch number 41 Magoo react to that ball going out. I just love watching the body English of the players as they battle on the field.
You'll find no shortage of theatrics at this level and beyond.
That's right. We're in the 34th minute at 33-33. I feel like that should be sponsored, all those threes.
Reyes Delgado and Cabral were trying to run a set, and once again, St. Croix SC gets in the way. So I was going to ask you before all of these developments took place in a short span of time. Hudson High School.
Oh, yes.
I take it that's the first time you've called a game at that facility.
That is correct. It was I mean, they had a really nice venue, good setup. They had a good crowd there as well. I think it was a really nice way for St. Croix to take advantage, if you will, of a scheduling conflict here at Stillwater High School. It was a great setup and great everything. It was really nice visit there. They had the accommodations were beautiful. I was very impressed, that's for sure.
Not to mention a chance to resonate on the east side of the St. Croix. This is St. Croix SC after all, not Stillwater SC.
Exactly. Yes. Perfect segue there. I was thinking to myself, you want to be a regional team, I feel like it's a great idea to play at the different schools that are available.
That came off the free kick, and number 32, Ozuzu, had a perfect header lined up, and he's pleading to the official saying it was off of Barker and not Ozuzu. Still, though, that was another fine set piece by St. Croix SC. That's the second time they've hooked up on a set piece. The first coming on a corner that led to their first goal, and just a moment ago, they almost made this 3-1.
Yeah, it's amazing to see Ozuzu only have one goal. When you see him pull that off twice in this game, you wonder to yourself, is that going to be a trend we see in the future? And maybe that's something, like you said, when you're playing and your division has already been settled with Des Moines, maybe you sit here and try to develop some of your players and get them some goals and get them featured, if you will, because the whole point of this is to get on the eyes and minds of other leagues.
Get on that radar. So it's not just a playoff spot or a championship that's at stake for all these players. Again, FC Manitoba, St. Croix SC, not in playoff contention this season, but there is a whole lot more to play for beyond that at this level. So you'll see these two leg it out, even though they won't have a postseason. They'll leg it out because this is their audition.
Yeah, and the way that the teams are working together, what we're seeing right now, I mean, I'm watching this, and I've been impressed by the quality of play and the quality of talent on the field. I mean, you really said another moment right there where you just see it, Prater getting the ball, stopping it, passing it forward. And you see a lot of teamwork by FC Manitoba to come down the field on the attack very quickly. And they've done a pretty good job, I think, maneuvering around that SC defense. I think better than any other team I've seen so far this season, I would say.
Another foul on FC Manitoba, and number 13, Daniel Lopez, taking exception.
Yes, there's been a good number of exceptions by FC Manitoba, and they're probably not going to like the way they're not liking the way the refereeing's going. A lot of protesting. And I don't think they've been too touchy, so I don't think they really have a lot of beef to say about it. There's been some grabbing and some contact, but like you said, only one yellow card issued.
And that was against Prater,
who's dribbling down the field right now, just trying to get through that FC Manitoba defense. They're doing a good job containing the Legends.
and another foul as
Jack Glecker.
Cabral and Glecker.
You could hear the announcer, someone on the sideline yelling, "Jack, Jack," as the Jack attack was happening. Now we'll segue to Jack Morris. Zach Morris. Yeah, Jack Morris, sorry. I was like, wait, there's...
Saved by the Bell fans will appreciate that.
Oh, yes. Somehow that
subtle
crept
plug
in.
Here comes FC Manitoba looking to creep their way to another score. And Jack Morris able to chase it down. FC Manitoba, I think they were asking for a foul there. Another defensive stop by St. Croix SC.
Yeah, Asher Ozuzu did a great job of fighting the ball off, while Michel Palucci tried to collect a foul in the box, which was not granted.
Lead pass a little long. Barker scoops it up and will wait for his players to get set.
As we're in the 40th minute here, 39:30 on the clock.
And a reminder that we do have stoppage time, so when we get to 45 minutes, we'll have a little more to play.
Oh, nice setup there.
And another shot that goes high. Ethan Cabral can't believe it. But FC Manitoba,
I mean,
hold up, we've got a discussion here. FC Manitoba, one of the players, I think he.
Oh, they're saying they're saying that. I think they're saying that Morris hit the ball before it went out, meaning that they get the corner.
And FC Manitoba's lining up that way, but number 9, Michel Palucci, had a lot to say to the official. Second corner for FC Manitoba. And we're going St. Croix SC's way after the foul. Don, that is 2 golden opportunities for FC Manitoba. They had that wide open shot that Riveco, I believe, wasn't able to put in. It went off the crossbar.
Yeah, I do think, though, Morris might have blocked that had it been lower. And
it was a well-played set, right? And Morris did have a play on it, as you noted, but it was still another fine set that produced a scoring chance.
Absolutely.
FC Manitoba once again comes up empty.
Yeah, I think it just shows you how many opportunities you're going to see here. FC Manitoba so close on 2 to 3 more goals. I think this just mirrors what the SC coach was telling me when he said that there could have been 2 or 3 more goals in that other matchup that they had. They said it was really close, and the final score 2-1 SC could have easily been 1-2 or 3-1 or 3-2 or 3-3. Could have been a lot more goals. I think at this point, FC Manitoba would like to get a score and at least get a draw here, because they have played really well, but soccer's one of those games where you can play a great game and dominate, but that doesn't mean you're going to win. As Gallman lines up this kick.
The foul was called on FC Manitoba. Free kick is low. Barker fields it after a hop. As the winds pick up again at Pony Stadium. Manitoba.
Oh, nice ball forward. But 2 SC defenders there to prevent that from turning into an opportunity.
We're past 42 minutes in the first half. 2-1 FC Manitoba, with a couple of chances, including one where Jack Morris was caught having to defend against 2 FC Manitoba players. Palucci and Reyes Delgado, I believe. We'll have highlights from the first half to show you, but so far it's been a game of oh so close for FC Manitoba. They're looking to change that here. This is Cabral. Look for the centering pass, and St. Croix SC sends it away.
Klecker.
But that does concede a corner.
Yeah, just past 43 minutes. I think FC Manitoba wants to make sure that they take their time, set up a good play here.
They have plenty of time. Now look at, I was going to say, you look at the flag stands.
Yes.
On the corner, and that one goes over everybody. But you want to get a sense of how strong the winds are here. Just take a look at the flag stands in the corners.
Yeah, they're bending almost perpendicular to the ground at some point.
They're bending
further
forward than the music video for Smooth Criminal.
Yes. They are smooth
You
like
could-
Michael Jackson.
You could have put the flag stands in that music video. You wouldn't know the difference.
Right. Yeah, you can really see the wind is a factor on some of these kicks, but they've played in wind before, so just have to adjust to it. It'll be interesting to see how that affects SC in the second half.
Just like the association said, everyone knows it's windy.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the final minute of the first half. Again, we will have stoppage time added. How much time? We're not sure. Because as we noted in one of our prior broadcasts, it costs about $600 to get that board for substitutions and stoppage time.
That's not a year one expense.
Let's all chip in, the PA announcer says.
That's a lot of Candyland candy.
All right, we're in the stoppage time portion now of the first half. Well, not even Aurora Half C has that. I was watching some of those broadcasts, and they don't have that board either. So maybe a few of these sponsors can come together.
Yes. I don't think there's going to be a ton of stoppage time, so FC Manitoba is going to have to be quick here if they're looking to equalize before half.
2 minutes.
So at this point, one of those is consumed almost, or half?
We're 35 seconds in.
Okay.
According to my unofficial timing. But it does remind me, as
FC Manitoba earns the corner.
That's their fourth kick. It does remind me when I would go to United games, when you would get to this stage, everyone would pull out their phones and press that stopwatch app.
Yes.
So here comes a corner for FC Manitoba. They've had some difficulty with set pieces, but not there. And in stoppage time, FC Manitoba gets the equalizing goal. I believe that is Palucci.
I agree, and Palucci was very celebratory, arms wide, celebrating that in stoppage time. Number 9 with the goal. Beautiful header in.
So officially that would go down as
here's another look at it.
45+1.
Redirects it in. Great job on that corner kick, and a good job by Palucci to put that in the net.
Kevin Garrick, you got a good look at him. And it was Palucci who picks up his second goal of the season. We're at the 2-minute mark in stoppage time. I imagine, well, there it is.
There's the whistle.
I was saying, I imagine we'll hear that whistle in a moment. And we do. A high-flying first half. Both teams getting a goal off a corner. And we are tied at 2. St. Croix SC and FC Manitoba continue their division rivalry. Don and I will rejoin you shortly for first half analysis. And we also have an interview coming up with Orange Theory Fitness. Stick around. You're watching St. Croix SC Soccer on Valley Access Channels. It's halftime at Pony Stadium. St. Croix SC and Manitoba, FC Manitoba, even at 2. Mike Pete and Don Ackerman with you. Don, we are seeing a similar script play out on the side of St. Croix SC. They get on the board quickly. Telvin Va with a goal in the 4th minute, but it was back and forth all the way through as FC Manitoba getting a couple of equalizers. I'm not sure what to expect in the second half, but if you're FC Manitoba, you have to like the resiliency. They had a couple of prime chances go awry, and then Michelle Palucci delivering them the equalizer in stoppage time off the corner. FC Manitoba has momentum on their side. That being said, there's still 45 minutes left to play. We could be in for a wild finish.
Yeah, I think we're going to be. I mean, you've seen 2 players with extraordinary efforts, one on each side scoring goal, and then you saw 2 set pieces with headers that led to goals. So you don't know what you're going to see as far as a goal comes, but you're going to see goals, and both teams have done a great job performing.
Telvin Va and Asher Ozuzu, the goal scorers for St. Croix SC. Michelle Palucci and Ethan Cabral, or Diego Riveco. Cabral almost had a goal. Riveco, the goal scorers for FC Manitoba. A lot to unpack in that first half. And when you have 2 teams that are evenly matched, I didn't really sense a favorite in terms of possession time or sets. What is that second half going to come down to?
For me, I think it's the individual efforts by FC Manitoba. You see the individual players, 9, 10, and 8, who kind of each are trying to showcase their talents and do something. Whereas I think St. Croix, it seems like maybe they're more working together. But the one thing that has given, I think, SC a little bit of trouble is that FC Manitoba, they've been able to break down that defense and get opportunities. We've had a couple shots that have been pretty close. So I think you might have to see an adjustment by SC to prevent those opportunities. And meanwhile, trying to figure out how to work together more and get maybe Va more involved on offense, because Manitoba has done a better job, I think, with possession and had more opportunities to score, and the game's tied.
The game is tied. Will it stay that way? That is the question. One of the sponsors for St. Croix SC is Orange Theory Fitness, located in Stillwater. And beforehand, Hans Bristol had a chance to speak with one of the people that makes Orange Theory Fitness tick. We'll take you to that conversation. The second half is coming up. We'll start in about 10 minutes, but stick around, and we hope to bring you an exciting finish in this edition of St. Croix SC Soccer on VAC TV. And as we wait for that conversation, a quick reminder that you can follow us on social media for programming updates, and we'll give you that information when we return from Hans Bristol's conversation. Back in a moment.
Perfect. Cody here from Orange Theory in Stillwater, joining us during our Valley Access broadcast of St. Croix Soccer here tonight. Cody, thanks a lot for joining us. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what is on the way in really exciting Orange Theory Fitness here to Stillwater.
Yeah, I'm super excited to announce that we're going to be opening a new Orange Theory Fitness studio right here in Stillwater, across the street from the Target in Stillwater. So we're going to opening in late fall, and bring in Orange Theory to this side. We've been in Woodbury and Maplewood and cannot wait to bring Orange Theory Fitness to the community of Stillwater.
Tell us really what Orange Theory is all about and what can people expect coming into your gym.
Yeah, absolutely. So Orange Theory Fitness, it's a 1-hour full body workout. In that workout, you're going to use a treadmill, a water rower, and be on the weight floor. So you're getting all aspects of strength, endurance, and power training as you're going throughout the workout. Our members wear heart rate monitors, so as you're in the studio, you're going to see your name on the TV screen, on the tablet in front of you, on the treadmill, on the rower, and throughout the workout. So you're tracking your data in real time in the studio, and then you're being pushed by a coach that's a personal trainer. They're certified, they're motivating the group, but then also they know you by name. They're going to be coaching you individually, bringing you heavier weights, and keeping you safe, protecting you, and correcting your form at the same time.
What kind of experience do people need when they step into an Orange Theory gym? What can they expect?
Yeah, my favorite thing about Orange Theory Fitness, I started as a member and just fell in love with the fact that because you're wearing a heart rate monitor, there's no inhibitors for anybody in the room. You're going to see all of the bodies, all the shapes, all the sizes, old, young, people from all walks of life. Because you're wearing a heart rate monitor. So you're always being pushed to your ability, to your effort, and the coach is keeping that in mind as well. So it's never going to be, hey, who's going to get to a mile first? It's always you versus you challenges and making sure that you're getting to your top and to your best effort. So it's great if this is going to be, I've been on the couch for 6 months. COVID was hard. I think the average weight gain was 35 pounds. So if that's you, you're average. You're just average. It's okay. And it's a great place to get started and just feel confident and feel valued in the space. So we're super excited to bring our community and our workout to Stillwater.
And one final time for our fans out there, Cody, go through the timeline again of when Orange Theory will be joining the Stillwater community.
Yeah, great question. So right now we're right at the beginning of our pre-sales. We just signed our lease, and right now we're going to be moving the GNC out of 2030 Market Drive and combining 2 vacant spaces. So be breaking ground on construction soon and opening the studio in late fall, which means that right now we're at the beginning of our pre-sales rates, which means if you were to join with our studio, you're going to get the lowest rates you will ever see with Orange Theory, and then have them for as long as you're a member. We will ultimately be signing up hopefully over 500 people, so that when you show up on day one, you're not the only person in class. There's going to be tons of energy and community, because if you got 30 people in the room working out beside you, it's going to be easy to stay motivated, excited, and ultimately get the results that you're looking for. So reach out to us. You can find us on Instagram, on Facebook, or you can call us as well. Super excited to get to share with you guys about Orange Theory.
That's awesome. Connect with Cody on Orange Theory. It's on its way to Stillwater, and we appreciate your time tonight and joining us here on St. Croix Soccer.
Yeah, thanks so much. Go Legends.
Absolutely.
Oh, that clever, pesky Jordan, always finding a way to get a shot or two in those halftime interviews, make those hidden cameos.
Yeah, there's always talent in the background.
There always is talent in the background, and Jordan has plenty of it. Mike Beaton and Don Ackerman with you, welcoming all of you who are watching this on Valley Access channels. And where else can they see this, Don?
11 Sports.
11 Sports. So 11 Sports or VAC TV, we're glad to have you with us. And speaking of talent, there was plenty of it in the first half. We have first half highlights for you. How did we get to 2-2? Let's take a look. Telvin Vahi got on the board, taking that rebound off the initial attempt from Gallman.
Really good job fighting for an opportunity and making a good thing out of a redirect.
And this was the first of the 2 equalizers from FC Manitoba. That one came from Raveco. And then off the corner, you don't see this often, 2 goals from both sides, back-to-back coming off corners, but in that instance, it worked out for Asher Ozuzu.
Yeah, great header off Gallman's kick.
And then it was Palucci who had some words with the official earlier in the half, but he had some words with that goal in stoppage time, and that gives us our 2-2 score. Don, we spoke of the second half and what to expect, but it's rare to see set pieces result in goals like that. We always talk about the setup that comes with it. Now you understand why we harp on it so much. You never know when those corners, especially if you put together a nice set, it can get you some goals, as we saw there.
Yeah, we saw some beautiful goals, beautiful work. I'm excited for the second half. Let's see if we see some more cards. Are we going to have any PKs? I don't know, but we're going to find out real soon.
And how many more cameos will Jordan make in the second half? We'll answer all of those questions when we return. You're watching St. Croix SC Soccer on VAC TV and 11 Sports.
In 3, 2, 1, all out. All right, Orange Theory, let's turn it up.
All out.
In 3, 2, 1, all out.
I just thought of something, Don, during that last break. Could this be the start of Jordan being our version of Stanley?
Oh, definitely. I think we should have a cameo of Jordan in every production. He's a big part of the Valley TV crew. So I see nothing wrong with that.
I would agree with that.
The halftime Orange Fitness thing was fun to watch. Good job of getting people involved at halftime. I love to see that, as St. Croix FC's getting some substitutes on the field.
And a reminder that in USL 2, the pre-pro level, the substitutions are more lenient. You are allowed to substitute up to 7 players on the roster, not like international or professional leagues that only allow 3. Second half underway. And again, you can't see the clock on screen, but if this is your first time watching USL 2 soccer, we count up. So we start at 45 and go all the way up to 90. And St. Croix SC was trying to start the second half with another goal, and Va almost gave it to them. But a big save by Barker.
They're a team that has scored quickly on the field.
And that's something you have to contend with St. Croix SC. They get out on those quick starts, so if they get possession, look out because they will come out flying.
Yeah, and I'm going to say don't sleep on Va. He can turn something in or nothing into something very quickly.
Well, he can turn something into a big thing.
Yes.
He can turn nothing into something and something into a big thing.
He's basically a soccer magician.
Well, he has 5 goals this season. He picked up one earlier. Here's a deep ball, but it's a little too deep for St. Croix SC to track. Va was in the vicinity. So Barker having a busy go of it here in the second half. And we'll probably bring this up as the half progresses, but once again, if the half ends in a draw, it will stay that way. There is no extra time like there is in high school soccer.
Ooh.
A foul has been called against FC Manitoba's Daniel Lopez.
Yeah, and it's on Prater, who has to make sure that he watches his words. He has a yellow card and definitely does not want to get a second one here.
I think he was wondering why Lopez didn't get a yellow there.
It's a good question.
Free kick for St. Croix SC. One more home game next Tuesday. Don and I will be with you for that one on 11 Sports and VAC TV as St. Croix SC hosts Thunder Bay.
Yeah, and for what I remember, we've got food trucks here. There'll be different prizes and contests going on. They really want to end the season on a bang. So come out if you're interested and just check out this. I mean, if you get a night like tonight, you can't go wrong.
Do you think we could offer a Jordan cameo as a prize?
Maybe a meet and greet.
All these things Don and I can get away with because Jordan doesn't have a headset on.
That's true.
But
it's like people not in the meeting. They get the action items. Same thing.
I'm sure we'll have our comeuppance here. Lumberjack Days is coming up. I'll have to watch myself.
Yes, you will.
I may be covering that event. And speaking of food trucks and sponsors, we'd like to thank, well, we have another foul on FC Manitoba. We'd like to thank Lake Elmo Bank, MN Foot Tech, Morgan Stanley, and Leo's Grill and Malt Shop, and the new Glorias, all partners of St. Croix Legends SC.
Oh, yeah, and don't forget the hotel that the visiting team stays at. That's listed on there as well. I can't remember the name because I don't memorize this stuff. Crosby Hotel, located in downtown Stillwater. They are the Legends exclusive hotel for away teams.
Not a bad place to stay, if I would say so myself.
Not at all.
Downtown Stillwater, that is. Another foul in FC Manitoba. Don, we spoke of the aggressiveness from FC Manitoba. It netted them a lot of fouls.
Yeah, and fouled on that play was Casey McCloskey. He subbed in at half.
You have to wonder if this could get tricky, but a challenge there, and then a counter. So Reyes Delgado with the tackle, and then he got tackled back.
Yeah, Gallman shows good speed coming from behind. And you can hear the announcers in the stadium announcing who has won the Orange Theory giveaways that are going on. So there's a lot of activity here. Look at the ball moving on the field, but again, defense comes in to ruin the opportunity. And FC Manitoba has to be real careful with those deep passes because someone like Va could definitely steal it and make a great opportunity of it. You can see the high line by FC Manitoba trying to keep the SC defenders off half the field as much as possible.
We've seen Va make a couple of plays already.
Right now you can kind of see FC Manitoba trying to find a way to break through SC. But St. Croix, those Legends are pretty good on defense, making it real hard on them to do something.
We're past the 50-minute mark. Foul on St. Croix SC.
Gallman's funny to watch. He reached down to help the player up, which
Reyes
of course Delgado had no interest in that assistance. He was recovering after that tackle from behind. Gallman, an aggressive player. So far, no cards for it, though, wearing the captain's armband.
And a seemingly rare free kick for FC Manitoba. Not a lot of fouls on St. Croix SC, at least in the first half. St. Croix SC did score off the corner, and they opt to play a dribbler here, try to get a set. That didn't quite pan out.
Redirect there from Guy. Guy doing a good job on defense. And Morris trying to stop that ball before it goes out of bounds so that he doesn't give up the corner, which FC Manitoba will now have. And number 8
Reyes Delgado
will be the one kicking it.
The last corner kick resulted in a score for FC Manitoba.
We're at 52 minutes even.
And that almost netted them a second goal.
Off the cross, off the sidebar.
Off the post.
Off the post, yes.
One off the crossbar, one off the post. FC Manitoba, they've been oh so close.
That was good, Mike. Poetic.
They could easily be up 4-2 with that one shot wide open against Morris going off the crossbar, that corner, netting them another fantastic scoring chance, and it goes off the post.
Did a great job turning what didn't look like a good opportunity into a potential goal. FC Manitoba looking very strong so far in this second half.
And when they look back on the film for FC Manitoba, the biggest obstacle, the biggest defender may not be St. Croix. It might be the net.
I mean, you know, they say sometimes it's a game of inches, right? It's a game of centimeters. And so far, Manitoba, who's back on the attack again, keeps getting chances.
They're looking to construct another one here. We saw that against Minneapolis City SC, I believe. We had a shot that went off the top of the crossbar and bounced forward.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think we've seen as many hitting the iron and.
Well, that one didn't hit iron.
No, that one went way over.
No clank there, but FC Manitoba putting together some solid formations in the second half.
Anybody hungry tonight? We have hot Papa John's pizza at the concession stand. Come and get a slice.
And back to FC Manitoba it goes. That is number 20, Sahan Berizande. And again, you're wondering, well, what do these two have to play for with the playoffs out of reach? Again, this is an audition. Everyone here looking to land a professional soccer opportunity, either higher up in the USL, MLS, international, who knows? But this is a way to get their names out there.
Yeah, continuing that passion and looking for opportunities.
Akin to the minor league system with Major League Baseball, as FC Manitoba looks to put up
nice
a major
shot.
score, and they do on the dribbler. Number 7, Ethan Cabral with a golf swing to the stands. And it's 3-2 FC Manitoba.
Great job by Ethan Cabral there to just lace it here as we look at it again. Just does a great job putting it right beyond the goaltender's reach into the right side of the net. At just over 55 minutes in the game.
Cabral with his third goal of the season in the 55th minute. Goes back to what we were just saying a moment ago, though. This is an audition. That's why these two are still going at it. It's a little different in the pro leagues where you might play for a draft position, per se, depending on where you are. Here, it's throw the records out the window. FC Manitoba looking to add another one. And they do! Wow. On the grounder. That is Palucci with his second goal of the game done. FC Manitoba got control of the ball and simply took off.
Yeah, Michel Palucci did a great job with a stutter step, slowed down. The defender slowed down, and then he sped back up.
2 goals in less than a minute.
Yeah, plus I think he had the one that went high, right? So he's had one heck of a day, and he's been frustrated in other opportunities where he thought he was fouled. Palucci's had one heck of a game.
Well, that's one way to erase those frustrations in a hurry.
Yeah, if you're good, you vent, and you turn it into excellence.
You vent excellence. At least that's what Palucci did. And it's 4-2, FC Manitoba done. St. Croix FC, we were usually talking about their fast starts. FC Manitoba, they put up 2 goals in about a minute.
Amazing, amazing. And they've been able to break the St. Croix defense, which is a little surprising to me based on the way we've seen them play up until now. And 4 goals is certainly a large number in their recent history.
That is the highest they have scored this season. They scored 4 in a win over Minneapolis City SC. And
It's the most goals given up, I think, since the opener against Des Moines when St. Croix went down 2-6 at Des Moines. Thanks, Mike, for having those stats ready. I was going off memory and didn't want to make a mistake there, but I remember 6 goals in the first game.
that's the perk of having Sports Engine as your site that hosts all the statistical information.
Yeah, I appreciate all the people that put that information in because it is helpful for us, especially with away matches that we may not have seen. To get that kind of data is really valuable, so I appreciate the people that put that information in and make it available to us.
And Sports Engine, a site highly familiar if you're high school broadcasters or beat writers. That's the site a lot of folks go to for stat keeping and stat tracking.
It's well named. That ball goes off McCloskey as St. Croix SC tries to find a way to get a goal get back into this game and get a goal.
I was going to ask you, Don, how does this change the complexion of this game? It was back and forth, something like the scales in Moon Knight, trying to balance, going left and right, and now they have tipped in favor of FC Manitoba.
They have tipped, and I mean, you can really see the power of FC Manitoba, and their stars are shining, doing a good job, just showing the individual excellence, and they've been able to break down that St. Croix defense.
A free kick for FC Manitoba. That time, Reyes Delgado tried to hook up with Reveco on the lead pass.
And at this point, I think SC's just trying to get it out of the attack area, and FC Manitoba's kind of in control right now. As we get into the 60th minute with 59-16 on the clock. Now we're going to see some subs. I think that's just coming in coming in to talk to Gallman. Number 41's exiting the field.
That's Magoo's.
Magoo's, yep.
And it goes back to what I was saying just a moment ago. Yeah, the playoffs may be out of reach for these two, but when you are auditioning, when you are trying to signal to scouts your services as an athlete, you can throw the records out the window.
Right.
So if you're wondering how FC Manitoba can put that together when a pro team might say, forget it, let's just punt and try again next season, well, this is why. And they draw another foul, which means Reyes Delgado has another free kick opportunity. So it's FC Manitoba. They had a hard time drawing fouls in the first half. They have had a bevy of free kicks in this one. Whoa.
Wow. Lopez almost got that one. A Karate Kid flying through the sky trying to get a foot on that ball. Almost would have snuck it in past Morris, who had no chance if that had been headed in or kicked in by Lopez.
Karate Kid, or almost Le'Veon Belled, if you remember that play when
certainly flying through the sky.
The kick return where he just kicked over a defender.
Oh, here we go. Another chance here. Oh.
Good tackle by FC Manitoba. And remember, there's still plenty of time. We're past the 61-minute mark, so about 30 minutes when you account for stoppage time remaining in this one. Plenty of time for St. Croix SC to mount a rally.
Yeah, they brought in Zakowski. He was the one player trying to chase that down. Got fresh legs. Him and Voss should be fun to watch. Trickle B, can they get it past FC Manitoba, who's done a great job containing SC? Oh, that's a nice ball forward if it can get caught.
FC Manitoba sends that one away. Santiago Muzo Rangel, we haven't called his name in a while. Again, had the red cards, was sent off in the first meeting between these two.
At this point, I think you see SC trying to set up. St. Croix looking to create an opportunity here. Oop, we're going to have a foul there. That'll help. They're going to set the ball quickly and get moving. They really, I think they feel a little pressed and really want to get this goal and try to take advantage of maybe some tired legs.
Unable to do so there.
You can see FC Manitoba not in the same sense of urgency. They are feeling very good with a 2-goal lead in the 63rd minute.
Berizande with the throw in.
Oh, nice ball by Prater.
That one a little too far.
Good lead. The pressure there by McCloskey forced FC Manitoba to kick that out of bounds. They're going to throw it in and set up as Gallman's going to kick it.
I don't know how much velocity the ball had, but I was a little surprised that Manitoba kicked it past the touchline. Here's Va, but the flag is up. He's offside.
Oh, really good chance there.
So no harm, no foul. But I was wondering, and maybe the Manitoba player didn't see it, but I'm thinking that pass is a little long. Let it roll past the goal line and get a goal kick for yourself. But I'm not down there. I'm up here.
Right. That is true. Yeah, I think sometimes it's hard not to compete. I
Your
think
instincts take over.
Yeah, I think your instincts take over, and you don't want to be the person who watched it go out of bounds, and then they ask, why didn't you do something?
Or heaven forbid, you give up a scoring chance.
Right, because you're just going to let it go out of bounds, and the defender and the offensive player decides not to give up like you did. Yeah, it's true. Now FC Manitoba's back on the attack and looking to add a 5th goal. They've really played a solid second half here. And St. Croix just trying to figure out how to get on the winning end there on their own. They've been a solid club, but FC Manitoba's brought plenty for them to handle tonight.
All in the day's work. FC Manitoba just 1 win on the season. They're hoping to get a second. That free kick went right to Morris. Initially bobbled it, but able to field it.
Yeah, that bobble getting a loud groan from the crowd.
St. Croix, I see the last thing they want to do is give up another goal at this stage. Va catches up to the lead pass. Can he get control of the ball? He does. Centering pass. Deflected. And
McCloskey is just thinking, I had that.
McCloskey just couldn't get the leg on it.
Zukowski did a great job of wanting to go for it, but realizing that his teammate had a better look at it and just laid off it. To me, that's good teamwork there, is to not be selfish in a moment where, there's glory on the line. Gallman called there for the grabbing foul. And FC Manitoba taking their time as the clock says 66:05.
FC Manitoba would be happy to tack on another insurance goal here, but as time ticks away, that will tip the scales in their favor.
Nice lead pass there.
Cabral. Evading defenders. Couldn't get around a trio of them, though.
Oh, a lot of
Couple of
contact
grabs.
here, and they're going to call. Oh, man. Colton Prater wanted the foul called when he was being grabbed and pulled. He reacted physically to that and collected the foul himself.
How many times have we seen that happen where sometimes it's the person who goes second that gets in trouble?
Yes, this player's still on the ground, probably, you know, clock conscious as they're worried about their health as well. They're going to come out and check on him.
And again, the clock does not stop in this scenario. This will simply be tacked on to the stoppage time at the end of the half.
Yeah, at this point we're at the discretion of the referee as he checks his watch. The medical checkup seems to be good. They're going to pull him out.
That's Cabral, who took the hit again. Cabral and Prater, I think, got tangled up. And then
Yes.
Prater made a grab. But grabbing is a no-no. You can only grab so many times before you find yourself.
Yeah, I guess in a way, Prater's lucky, fortunate that that foul wasn't called with a card. Might have been had he not had one, just because of the whole back and forth aspect of it. They don't want things to get out of control. I think we're going to see a substitution here.
Substitutions on for Manitoba, number 3, Aaron Hidalgo-Mazzi, replacing number 7, Ethan
So
Cabral.
Cabral will go out.
Here we have a shot that goes over the crossbar.
Chung coming on.
I think Morris was in position, but since he did touch it, we have another corner.
Well, he was in position, but you're right.
It's hard not to try to touch it. If you're not 100% sure, you don't want to give up a goal because you think things are fine.
Aaron Hidalgo-Mazzi taking the place of Cabral. And this will be the 6th corner for FC Manitoba. They scored on one of them. That one a little short.
Prater clears it, and we are at the 70th minute.
But another throw-in for FC Manitoba. And this is one sight you don't get to see normally on our VAC TV broadcasts, as we have a moment of sportsmanship in that far corner over there between St. Croix SC and FC Manitoba. But as we're approaching the 70-minute mark, it's still bright out, close to 9 o'clock.
Yep, we're in the long days of being in the north.
It's not a sight you get to see during our fall sports coverage.
Oh, Voss so close to having another opportunity there.
He's had a couple of chances.
Great job by FC Manitoba to contain Telvin Vaugh, who can quickly create problems if given the opportunity. Really great job there by number 20.
Foul is called.
Barazadine to do a good job taking the ball from McCloskey. And, oh, we picked up a card.
Nicholas Zukowski was tackled on his way up, and I believe
Delgado
Reyes
picks up the card.
Delgado. This is the first yellow to FC Manitoba, and St. Croix SC will get a free kick.
As we approach 71 minutes that have passed during this game. Gallman and Prater, two of their good placement kickers. Trying to figure out if they're looking at a setup play or if they're just going to try to go direct as they kick it from the 20.
It's a set piece that could be the ticket for St. Croix SC. there seems to be some confusion. And a leaping save by Barker. I'm not sure if Prater and Gallman, if they were purposely trying to lead the defense astray with
The hand gestures.
the hand gestures.
Yes.
It looked from up here like they weren't quite sure what they wanted to run. Maybe tried to draw them off, but Evan Barker wasn't fooled in the slightest.
Not at all. I think they got the opportunity they wanted. But Barker was up to the challenge. We've seen so many shots be so close that maybe it doesn't, it's hard to give credit to the goalkeepers, but I think Morris and Barker have done a good job tonight. Despite 6 goals on the board, I think there's been some really good saves, and the goals that have been scored, none of them have been cheap. They've all been hard-working, good effort goals.
Raveco lost his footing trying to receive the lead pass from Berizande.
At this point, it's very strategic how FC Manitoba is playing this match with the 2-goal lead. St. Croix trying to find a way to break through, but FC Manitoba's done a good job preventing anything from going too far. Nice job by Just there. Turn back. Va just out of reach of that ball. But you can see the impact Just has as he just gets that ball, sets up his teammate, kicking it down the field. Number 28 is someone to keep an eye on.
Sam Just out of Lakeville, Minnesota, attending Gustavus. Morris, the keeper for St. Croix SC. He attends Stanford. Not Stanford, Stanford.
We have another substitution for St. Croix. I think they're bringing in Owu, number 24.
Owu has made an impact in the playing time he has seen. Got a goal against Minneapolis City SC and also scored against FC Manitoba in the first meeting.
Yeah, number 24. He's exciting.
Owu from St. Paul attends Augsburg. A lot of these players are D2, D3, and a couple of D1s. A couple St. Thomas players like Glecker in the lineup.
Hear some encouragement from the crowd. Maybe some extra coaches yelling instructions to the FC Manitoba players who get a great chance. But that flick forward by Palucci, who has scored tonight, was not able to get past Morris. As we're at 75.5 minutes into this match. And there's Zukowski really frustrated as he's trying to get the ball, but FC Manitoba's not letting SC get very far.
We've seen Va try to set up some scoring plays, but not a lot of activity offensively from St. Croix SC in the second half. FC Manitoba setting the tone, scoring 2 goals in a minute from Cabral and Palucci. In the 55th and 56th minute.
Now Va's going to get a loose ball and some space.
Tries to hook up with Owu on the centering pass. Wasn't quite on target.
Good idea. I think for my money, those are 2 of the best attackers that St. Croix has right now on the field. Coming up on 77 minutes in this match as we're waiting for a substitution by FC Manitoba. Looks like Palucci's going to come out of the game. And number 20 coming out of the game for FC Manitoba, Sadad Barazadine, who I think came in as a sub at halftime.
Manitoba's substitutions on number 28, Ili Garamadani.
Oh yeah, Garamadani got in.
Replacing number 9, Makeli Balucci. Also number 24, Damien Truong. Replacing
So
number
some
20,
fresh bodies taking over for both sides. One of them, Ilyich Garamadani, who drew some applause after his name was pronounced, I believe, correctly.
Yes. Yeah, I was talking to the announcer pregame and we were trying to figure out how do you pronounce that one. It's certainly a mouthful. Be fun to see what he does on the field. Is that going to be? That's just out of reach. Just out of reach for McCloskey.
Well, that could be the next step forward for USL2, perhaps. Pronunciation guides, things like that. Again, USL2, pre-pro. So it's the next step.
It is helpful for us because we do want to respect people and their names and say them properly.
It's a question I often pose to coaches and players when I do high school games. How do you say your name?
Right. Well, sometimes the spelling, I mean.
Sometimes the spelling might seem common, but the pronunciation isn't. And
Correct.
I always assume at least one relative will be watching.
Yes.
And certainly the players themselves will be watching. That's going to be a foul on St. Croix SC or
Nope.
FC Manitoba.
No,
Okay, I thought it was going the other way because we had a pair of 28s there. And
I think
Garamadani
Garamadani got it. Ilyich
yes.
picked up that foul on Mr. Just.
Yes. Garamadani and Just, well, they were kind of grabbing each other. So
They were. There is a lot of that.
I was wondering if Just was going to get hit for it. Instead, it was Garamadani. Could be one of those who went last scenarios.
Yeah, or which foul did the ref see?
And sometimes it's not the first one, it's the last one.
Garamadani doing some good running here. Getting plenty of action. That ball just goes out of reach of McCloskey again. FC Manitoba not in a big rush to collect that as we're coming up to 80 minutes in this match, 79-45. Be curious to see how much stoppage time we have being added. Also curious to see if Owu can get a hold of that ball, because if he does, oh, that's a foul. Are they going to call that? They are not.
Might have been tackled there.
Might have been. It was out of the box, which is usually a factor when they're going to call something. There has been contact consistently in this game, not called. Both teams have shown frustration with that.
And just as you mentioned that, a little more grabbing from David Chung and Gallman.
Wow. Okay, that's impressive. The speed of Prater there to come from behind and go get that ball.
Take it away on the challenge. A rare feat to pull off. But St. Croix SC, they got to get some shots on goal here. They haven't been able to do that a whole lot in the second half. They still trail by 2.
No, they keep trying to line up McCoskey, who's going to St. Olaf from Denver, Colorado. He's so close on so many of those.
St. Olaf, one of 2 colleges located in Northfield, the other being Carleton, both members of the MIAC.
I got to say, great job by number 4 there, Kevin Garrick. He's done a great job keeping Tevlin Va from having a more impact in this game. He did early on, but it's been a while since we've seen Va score with 3:03 as this game started.
A yellow has been issued. Likely against St. Croix SC because I see Reyes Delgado on the turf. And again, at this level, the clock does not stop. If you're familiar with our high school games, the referee would signal to stop the clock for a yellow card.
Caution has been issued to St. Croix number 32, Nico Scheibel.
Nico Scheibel. Scheibel, that is.
And that's at 82 minutes in this match.
Scheibel wearing 32. And Azuzu wearing 32.
Substitution on from Manitoba number 14, Alessandro Collado, replacing number 10, Diego Riveco.
And Riveco will call it a day as that free kick sails past everybody. Alessandro Collado taking over for Riveco. Diego picking up a goal back in the 15th minute, so his day is done. FC Manitoba again scoring 2 goals on a pair of dribblers in the 55th and 56th minute. They hold a 4-2 lead.
And they've really done a great job in this second half controlling the match. It's been very impressive. I mean, you throw the record out and you can see, like you said, what are you playing for right now? You can see they're playing for the ability to put a good game together, as Zach Morris is super aggressive. And we've got Owu finally gets a touch on the ball after they've subbed him in. Less than 10 minutes left here for St. Croix. Trying to figure out how to get a goal and maybe try to equalize. Nice pass there by Gallman to find Zukowski.
He gets
They
pushed.
have to call that. That's a card.
A yellow. That was a clear foul.
Clear
yellow,
scoring
if you ask
opportunity.
me.
Yeah, Enrique Garcia picks up the yellow.
Garcia, no stranger to the yellow cards. FC Manitoba as a whole, no stranger to the yellows. They've picked up several of them, but Garcia simply pushed Zukowski to the turf. You can't do that.
Yeah, and I think that actually worked to FC Manitoba's advantage, because I think SC had a really good chance here, and it's going to be hard to score from here, but let's see what happens on this set piece.
Free kick coming up. And spit out by FC Manitoba. Nobody was there from St. Croix SC. We're past the 85-minute mark in the second half. Flag goes up, so offside on the part of
Garmadani.
Yes, Ilyich Garamadani.
Really not even close to being offsides, but I think, you know, that opportunity to score is too much of an enticement. So there's no way anyone's going to slow down, and they're going to hope that maybe the referee won't call it and I can get a goal.
Replacing number 32, Nico Scheibel.
Drew Collins going in for Scheibel.
FC Manitoba gets the throw in here. They're not in a hurry to place this either. I think they're sending one of the ball kids to go get the ball as Lopez gets ready to throw it in.
Might be taking a look at the clock.
Definitely wondering how much of that time can they kill. Oh my goodness.
Big opportunity for FC Manitoba after Drew Collins tripped up. Flag stays down. The shot goes wide left from number 23, David Chung.
Chung did a good job running, but I think Morris had the angle figured out. Chung went wide to the left. And that's great news for SC as they try to collect themselves and get a goal as we approach 87 minutes in this match.
Back in the first half, we were talking about those missed opportunities on the part of FC Manitoba, and if they can hang on for this win, they will definitely exhale. One shot from Palucci going off the crossbar, another shot in the second half going off the post. Another fine set going awry, so FC Manitoba saw plenty of scoring chances slip away, but they capitalized on several of them. Offside is the call. That goal in stoppage time to end the first half, who knows how big of a role that play had for FC Manitoba, but you get a pair of goals a few minutes into the second half, and the tone of this match shifted. St. Croix SC hasn't been able to string together any serious threats. FC Manitoba, they've held serve since those pair of goals.
Yeah, now at this point, they're just trying to see if they can stay on side and create an opportunity like Armadani's trying to do right now.
Well, pass behind to 24. Damien Truong.
As we're at 88.5 minutes here.
FC Manitoba backpedaling. Not a bad strategy. They just have to be careful. They don't want to give up the ball and set up an on-man rush for St. Croix SC. We have a stoppage in play.
I'm thinking we might have, well, if we had 2 minutes of stoppage time the first half, what is your guess in the second half? Maybe 4? With those timeouts and delays? That's my guess.
We'll find out shortly.
But I don't think that's going to be enough time. The way FC Manitoba's played this second half, they've really done a great job of causing huge problems for St. Croix SC and not giving them much to go with.
Not a lot of highs to speak of on the part of FC Manitoba. As we mentioned, 1-4-2, that low win coming against Minneapolis City SC, but one of their draws, believe it or not, came against Des Moines. A scoreless draw when those two met for the first time. And here's Owu. His shot was deflected, and FC Manitoba will bat it away.
Good job preventing the corner kick there by Lopez, I think, kicking it out of bounds.
And if I'm correct on, St. Croix SC has had just one corner all game.
Oh, that might be right.
That one resulted in a goal. Now, you're not worried as much about corners as other defensive elements. 4 minutes.
Got it.
Right on the nose.
And now that there's 4 minutes, Barker's going to be
least
very,
4 minutes.
yes, at least Barker's going to be
4
very,
minutes.
very slow.
Remember, you don't, it doesn't stop right when you go to 4 minutes. So
No.
Barker will take his time, but again, that's not how stoppage time works.
No, soccer is not an exact science.
Could you imagine, though, if it was and stoppage time was calculated to the second?
Sure. That would be very odd considering the rest of it isn't. But at this point, we're watching the clock, and FC Manitoba is not in a hurry to throw it in. St. Croix FC is going to try to learn from this, and in a week they're going to play another Canadian team, one that they lost to when they were on their Canadian trip, as they have their home finale on Tuesday, July 5th.
And we'll be here to provide live coverage of that home finale with Thunder Bay, and then 2 more road games. Des Moines and Minneapolis City SC will wrap up Season 1 for St. Croix SC. Extra pass by FC Manitoba. Right idea, but Jack Morris with the deflection for the save. Garamadani had the right idea with the extra pass to Truong. And a great look on the part of Truong. Manitoba with the corner. As you can see, in no haste, no hurry, no urgency. They will casually set up this set piece. Truong will put the ball in play.
Oh, nice ball by Truong. Header went out, but really good idea. I think they got the play they wanted to, which is something that St. Croix SC does not want to have happen. You don't want the other team executing like that. So they have a lot to look at, and they've got a week to adjust for their next game. Meanwhile, Manitoba FC will play tomorrow in Minneapolis. So if you enjoyed watching these guys play, you can have a chance to see them tomorrow at Eder Nelson Field in Minneapolis when they play Minneapolis SC, the Crows.
And FC Manitoba will try to score back-to-back wins for the first time this season. St. Croix SC will regroup. They had another hot start, but they've had difficulty sustaining it throughout the season. They scored 4 in the 4th minute, but they gave up a pair of goals in the 55th and 56th minute and just couldn't respond to that burst. As we're approaching the 4-minute mark in stoppage time.
Ooh.
Another physical game between these two. We've had 2 yellows on both sides.
And at this point, any second now. There it is.
And it's official. FC Manitoba gets the split on St. Croix SC. 4-2 the final. And FC Manitoba picks up its 2nd win of the year. Don and I will be back to wrap up this game in a moment. You're watching St. Croix SC Soccer on 11 Sports and VAC TV. FC Manitoba with the 4-2 win over St. Croix SC to earn their 2nd victory of the season. Don, the second half was all FC Manitoba. They had those pair of goals in about a minute, and for the most part, they were on cruise control after that point. They put a couple of balls toward the net, but didn't really have to floor it, and it showed.
Yeah, I think early on you saw St. Croix SC score early again. Telvin Vaugh scores with 3 minutes in, and then not immediately, 15 minutes later, basically, they get tied. It goes back and forth. We wonder if we're going to see a seesaw second half, but like you said, FC Manitoba just dominated that second half and took the win.
And the player of the game, Michel Palucci, 2 goals. Came close to a third, but that goal in the second half, that was a big one. And he also scored a huge goal to end the first half.
Right.
In stoppage time.
In addition to that, a couple that hit the crossbar and the post. So really, FC Manitoba dominated. It could have easily been far more than 4 goals, which they got.
And when you have someone like Palucci, when you get someone like that who can come up with those big-time goals in key moments, what does that do for a team?
Well, I mean, he doesn't shy from the spotlight. You saw that early on. He was making noise about, the contact he was getting, but he fought through it, and he was shining. He was a shining star in this game.
And for St. Croix SC, they got a pair of goals. Telvin Va, once again, he came out flying.
Yeah,
That has been
and
his
Asher
story.
Ozuzu got his first
Ozuzu
goal
off
with a
that
great
corner.
header.
Off the corner. But that was it. The second half, their offense had a hard time stringing things together. With a week to prepare for their next game, what do you think they will adjust throughout the week?
Well, I think you got to look at the defense, the way FC Manitoba was able to take advantage of St. Croix SC. That's something I haven't seen all year. And then they have to figure out how do they connect with Telvin Va deep. How do they get those players connecting? Because they weren't getting a lot of opportunities in the second half. I think that's something they want to do. Maybe they'll look and see what Minneapolis SC does tomorrow to see if maybe there's something they can adjust. But now they're going to face the team that beat them when they were just up in Canada last week. They get a chance to maybe get some revenge and win at home for their home finale.
That will take place next Tuesday right here at Pony Stadium. St. Croix SC and Thunder Bay, 7 o'clock. Don and I will be with you for that one. But until then, it's time to bid adieu. We'd like to welcome or thank all of you who tuned in on 11 Sports and Valley Access channels. We'll do this again one more time next Tuesday when St. Croix SC hosts Thunder Bay in the final home game of the 2022 season. So for Don Ackerman and the rest of the Valley Access channels crew, I'm Mike Eden. Thank you for watching St. Croix SC.